Well, it's the middle of winter and it's cold, and my shop is cold. It's not heated. My barn, same thing, not heated, and it's cold. So we've got something here. It's a diesel fuel heater, and we're going to try it out and see how it works. We're going to be measuring a couple things, temperature and all that, but also the big thing here. I've heard these are really for what they are, they're efficient. And I've seen some math, some fellas have showed online where it was like, this is cheaper than using an electric heater, which wouldn't take too much to do that because, yeah, electric heaters are not very efficient at all. But this should be interesting. It's a diesel fuel heater that puts out over 17,000 BTUs, I think, that's a lot of heat, Originally, these things are designed for cars and trucks, but we're gonna be setting up in a workshop building, metal building, and just blast heat in there. We'll take temperatures and also measure efficiency on the diesel fuel and just sort of, give you guys and me, some ideas of, how good is it, We're gonna find out. Oh yes, stick with us. Before we go anywhere further, we need to just thank Vevor for sending us over because they knew I was cold. Yeah. And the diesel fuel heater is kind of a mixed bag of things. One of the things that some people complain about is the 12-volt power supply, which is just some wires here with a long piece of cable with a fuse that you can hook up. You're going to need 12 volts to run the fan system through to blow, so that can be a little bit of a problem. But these are designed for, like, say, cars and trucks. But workshops, you can produce your own 12 volts. Right here is your diesel fuel, and it holds, this one model here, I think it holds 1.3 gallons of diesel fuel. And you can still smell the diesel fuel. Apparently they tested it before they sent it off the factory to me. But here's your control package right here. And it's kind of a nice basic, you can set your temperature, that kind of thing. But you also have a remote, so you can start this thing up from inside the house if this is out in the shop or in the car, truck, wherever you're using a heater. This is where the heat blows out of. Yeah, that thing right there. It doesn't look too impressive, but from everything I've heard, it's, they really put out some heat. So it's kind of an interesting, sort of a large chamber in here with a lot of cooling fins on it. Fan blows over the chamber. The chamber itself has a glow plug, and it just sort of drips a little bit of diesel fuel in there to burn it, to create that, almost like combustion, like an engine, to create the heat that you're going to be blasting through. So there's a problem which you have to look at, and it's under here. This right here is your intake for your air, and it comes with a little hose here and a filter, so you can set your intake line up back up here someplace to go into here. Now the exhaust is a little different. The exhaust is a big problem. This pipe is going to get up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit, so you're going to have to be very careful about how you hook this up. And you don't want the exhaust to climb a hill or have to go up or something. You really want the exhaust to sort of run away from the machine and on maybe a slope, even if you can, if it's possible. And that'll go on this other line right here. Now you can see there's a problem immediately because this is as far as the machine goes. So a lot of people, what they do is they block this up and try to get more space here to get this up off the floor or away from everything. And that's basically the biggest problem we're going to have today. So I'm going to have to get some 4x4 blocking and screw it into here so the machine is up high enough to clear so we can run that exhaust. Now we're going to run the exhaust with a piece of steel plate over it underneath a door in the barn so that we can get that outside. Also, we've got 12-volt power supplies out there, so 12-volt part is like, yeah, no problem. We've got lots of 12 volts. So we're going to hook all this up and go. Now, I'm not going to be using this, but it does come with venting. So this whole thing could be in, say, another area someplace, and you could vent it over to, with these lines to a workshop or whatever it is you're going to do. So there's a lot of possibilities. Now, they have been banned in certain countries, so we won't get into that. But I think, might be Europe, I think, probably. They're getting like California, yeah. So here's our air filter for the intake for this. And there's a little slot right here where this can come through. And I don't know if they have a place on the back here for this or not. They should, really. But there's a fuel line right here beside the intake. So this is how you can tell the difference between the intake and exhaust, is the fuel line is right beside that. And also, you should have a, let's see how it fits on pretty good. And there's lots of clamps. They supply lots of clamps, lots of screws, mounting brackets, you name it. So there shouldn't be too much trouble. getting this all hooked up. So we'll put this line on. And the other thing I'm going to show you, I don't have any diesel fuel in it right now. That's a real good thing, because we might end up putting this thing upside down. There's a slot here for your screwdriver to get through, so you can get to these pipe clamps that you're going to be putting on. Yeah, it is a weird thing, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I've gone ahead and I've hooked up the intake, and I even used one of the clips, which is really for the exhaust system, but I used it to hold the air intake right here, so it's just sort of held with the cabinet. I'm not going to put the exhaust pipe on right now, but I did put an elbow in it, and it will sort of fit right through here. So if this is on concrete or something, it's going to be okay. And I'm going to put this in the concrete between the two slabs I have in my shop, so that way the heat of this is hopefully not going to bother anything. That's probably the biggest problem you've got. But what these are is they're kind of like retrofit. Everybody's going to have something a little different to us, you know, to deal with. But the biggest problem I've got is this exhaust pipe is hot, and it needs to be able to go, you know, through a wall or something, or in this case underneath a door, but keep this heat away from even the door, because the door has that rubber seal underneath, and I don't want to, you know, melt that down. That would not be a good thing. So next thing we're going to do is I'm going to put, I guess we're going to measure out and put a ½ gallon of diesel fuel in this, and then we'll fire it up in the barn. We'll be running out there in a minute, and we'll fire this up with a ½ gallon in it, and we'll just keep it running until it runs out of diesel fuel, and we'll see what kind of time situation we've got. Right now it's around it's about 10:30 this morning here right now, and the other thing that has happened is it was like 35-40 degrees where it was really cold yesterday when we started taping, and this is southern Texas, so today we might be 70 degrees here. You just, yeah, there's no control on that. Yeah, it is what it is. So we're going to deal with just running this thing and see how much heat, and I'll put some paper in front of the blower, the controls. We'll take a look at that whole package once we get the diesel fuel in her. And also I've got to rig up a 12-volt power supply. The power supply should draw about 48 watts or something is what they're saying, but I've heard, again, different numbers. So this is why we have to set this up and run it to find out what do we have? What do we really have? You know, real world numbers. Yeah. So I'll go get the diesel fuel and I'll meet you in the barn. There we are. Well, we're all set. We've got our ½ gallon of diesel fuel in the old tank here. And we're getting ready. Now, the pipe is off the door a little bit because I'm really having a problem with this exhaust. I just don't have a good layout for putting that exhaust pipe out right now. And it would take a long time to get this. So let's power this thing up. Looks like the center button. All right, hopefully you can hear that. It sounds like a jet engine running in here right now, but it is blasting heat. I'm about 4 feet away from it, and I can feel really warm hot air blasting off of this thing. The exhaust pipe is getting so hot I had to pull the door away from it a little bit because it is getting really hot. So we'll be running this thing for, let's see, ½ gallon, and we'll just keep blasting heat, and we'll see how long she lasts. I just brought this in from outside about Fahrenheit. This is a light meter, but it has Fahrenheit degrees on it, 64.7. So we're going to go down towards the heater here and get in front of it here. We'll just see how that jumps. 65, yeah, 66. It'll go up pretty quick, I guess, because my hand is getting warm just holding this. But I'm around about 3 feet from the exhaust right now, and it's 73. Yep, still going up. 74. I imagine it's going to get pretty warm. Okay, 75, 76. It just keeps going up. Let's go. Wow, yeah, let's go up close to the exhaust port. Shoo! Oh, my hands can't even handle that. It's actually too warm for my hands. It's just blasting heat out. But at 3 feet away, look at that, 90. It'll have to come back down a little bit now, I think. But it is really blasting out heat. Now I'm going to go over here. This is about 6 feet away from it. So let's see if we get another temperature reading here. Yeah, these little diesel heaters, they say they're really good. They can heat a whole shop up. This building is 10 by 20 on the inside. It's just a metal part of a building here. And it's already very, very comfortable in here, real quick. And we've only been running it for not even about maybe 15 minutes now, and it is very comfortable in here. At 6 feet away, I'm 87 degrees. It looks like it's trying to hold it there too, so yeah. Okay, I brought it back in the shop, It's only been about maybe 20 minutes. The exhaust pipe has cooled down. It's dead cold already. Really quickly cooled. Probably with the help of these fins or something, it dissipates the heat pretty quick. But yeah, again, a lot of heat. Now this is still giving off quite a bit of heat because it's been shut down now for the 20 minutes. So there's still a lot of heat built up that's still sort of, you know, coming off the machine. And there's a little bit of burnt diesel fuel fumes coming off of it too. Not real crazy about that, but I guess if you shut this thing down, you need to shut it down gradually or something. Maybe that might help to, you know, keep the fumes down to a minimum. The amount that we burned, that's a pint. That's, you know, a quarter of a half gallon. Yeah, so a half gallon being 2 quarts, and 2 quarts breaking down, you know, a half a quart. There you go. So you're looking at about a pint of diesel fuel burned in an hour. So that's, like I said, that's efficient. This was $1.65 to put the half gallon in it this morning over at the pump. So yeah, you know, it's not going to cost you much. Just think, for the $3.30 for the gallon, I could probably have, and it's just guesstimating, somewhere between 8 to 10 hours if I wanted. I could be just pumping heat into that building. The building got very comfortable. In fact, it was kind of shocking when you went outside because it was so much cooler outside. It was only, you know, 69 degrees outside. Yeah. This is southern Texas, and I expected, you know, 40, 50 degree temperatures. I did not expect this today, and this is why southern Texas will drive you crazy. It just, yeah, 30 one day and 70 the next. Like, okay, whatever. The overall view is that it's noisy, which is kind of a negative, but you know, you sort of have to expect that. It's a heater that's just blasting out heat. So it's a pretty incredible machine. The biggest problem you're going to have is the retrofit side of this thing. They give you a lot of clamps and some hoses and a lot of different things you can do to help retrofit this thing in. But that exhaust pipe has got to be isolated away from like wood or paper, cardboard, anything like that, you know, anything flammable. You know that exhaust pipe is going to develop a lot of heat. So you've got to be able to duct that out cleanly so that it can get outside. And if you do like a through hole or something, I would highly recommend use a big steel plate or something to help dissipate heat away from everything as you blow it outside or something from your, if you're going to use it for your shop, which is what I'm thinking. Another problem, a lot of fellas, if you're like thinking about a basement type shop such as Keith, don't do it, because this exhaust pipe should not go outside and up or something. The condensation, water, other problems will come down the pipe, and you will have problems. You really need the pipe to go and drain straight on away from wherever the machine is located. So I don't know how you'd hook that up. You'd have to put the machine probably higher than the shop, duct it to the shop, and then duct your exhaust straight out or something like that. It would take some, again, that word, you're gonna have to figure out a good retrofit. But yeah, so basement shops would be no, you know. But if you have a wooden building structure or a metal building like I have, and you can't get any heat in it, or you can't get to hold heat or something, this would do the trick. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna leave a link in the description below where you can find this monkey at, where else? Our favorite tool company, Vevor. Yes. Yeah. Wow, what a fascinating. I tell you, I got more heat out of that than I really anticipated. I was not expecting to get blown away like that. So that's great. It is everything it's supposed to be, and pretty darn efficient. So let's move on, because you know what? We're going to give something away from Vevor today. We put this on the list a while back, and somehow it slipped my noggin. So we're going to give away the wood burning kit from Vevor, and then we have something else from Vevor that we're going to be giving away. So we'll start a new, thing on that. So when we come back, we're going to do a draw for a Vevor tool. Cool. Well, okay, a draw. Yes, we do this. We give stuff away. The last 2 years, we've been giving stuff away that comes through for review on the show. And we've got a really nice, unusual item, but it's a full kit here. It's going to have to be bubble packed or something. But this was a wood burning kit that's kind of, old school, new school, because it's a little different. And it comes with a lot of different pieces of wood and things you can, instead of laser, and it actually comes with 2 of these, so you can set 2 different styles up. If you're wood burning, you can go to it and really put some interesting patterns on things. And a cool little pad thing here for, for your station for doing the wood burning. And this is your wood burning control package right here. So it's a very interesting kit from who else? Vevor. Yeah, Vevor supplied this and sent this over to us a while back. We did a review before Christmas time. And it also comes with a pre-cut. Yeah, I don't know. When I was opening the box, I managed to get that. Yeah, we all do it, don't we? So it'll be a damaged manual will be coming with this. So that's what we're giving away, and we've been setting that up for what, weeks and weeks and weeks. We're finally getting to it. Anyways, here's the names of the tickets, and don't run away because I have another Vevor tool that we are giving away, and it's a nice one. Yeah. In the meantime, these are the entries for this since Christmas time. It's a month later, whatever, but we'll shake them up. These are all tickets. Also, if you don't know how to get in on this, again, keep an eye, keep watching, because when we put the new tool up, you'll see how to get an entry and get your name on that list. So hopefully maybe we can pull your name out of this thing. We'll mix these up as the best I can. The tickets are a real mess this week. The paper cutter is getting a little tired of me. So I cut everybody's name up into little tickets, and I'm just going to try to mix them up real good. And we'll see if we can find somebody and keep this fair. Okay, there's one right there. Oh, wow, cool. I've seen this fella in here before. I think he has, yeah, I think he's gotten something before. So, who we got? Well, congratulations to Conrad in Lafayette, Louisiana. Not too far from here, Conrad. Oh, wow, yeah, maybe a couple 100 miles, whatever. But Conrad, lucky man, you're getting a wood burning kit. Yes, from Vevor. And I will put a link in the description below where you can take a look at this kit, and I invite you to go have a look. It's not very expensive, but it does offer the same sort of idea of engraving like a laser does, but without the cost or the dangers of a laser, because lasers are very dangerous. Now, that was the coffee cup draw, so we'll put that aside, and I'll go dig out the next thing from Vevor for our next draw. Yeah. Wow. So what are we giving away? We're giving away the Vevor trimmer with the 12-piece, I think it is, router bit set with the trimmer. It also comes with trimmer guides and wrenches and instructions and some other cool stuff from Vevor, all in this box. It's going to be kind of heavy, so yeah, it is what it is. We'll be definitely priority posting that one for the weight. This is what we're giving away. So in order to get in on this draw, this is what you got to do, okay? So you're going to write, we need you to send an email to ctrewards@gmx.com. One entry per household, always. Now, in the subject line of that, we're going to ask for, just put Vevor, V-E-V-O-R. And in the body of the email, just your name and address, like you're doing a postal return, that kind of thing. And we'll gather up, make up tickets out of that, and we'll draw from the little coffee cup, little coffee can here, yeah. And we'll draw a name, and somebody will win this nice set. Now, it is used and abused because you saw it on the show. So yeah, it's been run for at least 5 or 10 minutes. We were going to do the Bosch, and we sat there, we were like, the Bosch or the Vevor, Bosch or the Vevor. And I've got a Bosch system here, and I really don't care about it, but I thought this would be a nice item for somebody that's a viewer. And I really like the viewers to get some of the stuff that comes through here for reviews, so this is what we're doing now. So get on that, yeah. And hopefully a viewer that has been with us, or a subscriber, will, get this. It'll be awesome. Yeah, in the meantime, I'm going to close out. We've had sort of a long show today, so we'll see how all that works out, because it's late, it's Thursday afternoon, and God knows how long that takes to upload, but yeah. Anyway, so thank you for watching Coffee and Tools. Please like, share, subscribe, and ring the notice bell so that you can get in on draws for free stuff from tool companies or whatever it is we're giving away. Until next time, I'm out of here. Whew. Over and out.